Almost halfway through and still a darn good show. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Comic Book Nostalgia. I'm CB Nostalgia, and we got a review of the 6th episode of Harley Quinn entitled You're a Damn Good Cop, Jim Gordon. But before we get started, make sure you get in on this month's giveaway. We're giving away a copy of the classic Secret Wars. It's a softcover, but it's still a great addition. In order to get on the giveaway, all you have to do is be a subscriber, hit like, and leave a comment. Well, we're another episode into the Harley Quinn series, and it's still a lot of fun. This is going to be a spoiler-filled review, so if you don't want the show ruined for you, make sure you click away, watch the episode, and then come back and tell us what you think. Let's dive into this week's recap and review. Now, as you know, Harley and the crew have a new lair, and life in the lair is pretty good. I mean, who wouldn't want to live in a mall? And after completing a rather high-profile job, they stole King Tut's body, there is mass celebrations. But as usual, no respect for Harley Quinn. The website villainy.evil has nothing to report about them at all. But, interestingly enough, KG Beast is getting into the Legion of Doom. This once again highlights that Harley truly believes she will never match up to the Joker without getting into the Legion. They're the only people here who are respected, and in order for him to respect her, she feels like she needs to be a member of that group. So what to do? Time for a bigger job. So they decide to break into Wayne Tech. I mean, go big or go home. The break into Wayne Tech is a simple plan. First, Clayface distracts the guards while King Shark sneaks in. It's pretty interesting because King Shark actually serves in the hacker role and turns off the alarm so Harley, Ivy, and Psycho can sneak into the 26th floor. Now, why are they breaking in? Wayne Tech has a top-of-the-line invisible motorcycle, which would actually be perfect for any villain. Why they advertise this is, well, questionable. After using an unconscious guard to gain access to the vault, Harley notices an even more restricted area and, of course, has to investigate. Next thing we know, alarms are going off and everybody is on the run. As Harley and Clayface slip out, the automatic doors snap closed and manage to chop off part of Clayface's arm, causing it to be left behind and to get a nice dramatic reaction from Clayface. And although Dr. Psycho does manage to steal the cycle and the team escape, they don't actually get away with any loot because the cycle is destroyed. Now at this point in the episode, we move over to the Bat Signal and Gordon, and we find this rather messy version of Gordon we've gotten to know in the series. Now, at this point, he's doing much worse than even the last time we saw him, and we really find that his and Batman's relationship is rather odd. Batman wants a business-only relationship, and Jim desperately needs a friend. After Batman gives him a lecture about being a good cop, he drops off a package. It's that piece of Clayface's arm. Now back with Harley and crew, the crew isn't very happy with Harley's audible or her obsession with the Joker and the Legion of Doom putting them into bad positions. But she did manage to get something out of that more restricted vault, but nobody knows what the heck it is. Maybe there is some still good news from the heist, so they check on Villainy Evil to see if they're getting any publicity, and luckily they are, but just not how they want it. Now, there's a guy on Villainy.evil called the Cowed Critic, and I gotta say, he seems like a spoof of Doomcock on YouTube. I don't know if you know who that dude is, but it's an incredible validation even if you don't like him. Anyway, this leads us to our two basic subplots. The first subplot that we have in this episode is the whole finding out who the Cowed Critic is. When he does his commentary, he trashes Harley and even points to a Dr. Psycho and Poison Ivy relationship just to pour some salt into the wounds. So Dr. Psycho and Ivy decide they gotta find out who this person is. Psycho can't have anybody badmouthing him, and Ivy sure as heck can't have anybody suggesting she dates Dr. Psycho. This leads them to the home of his ex-wife, Giganta, and Dr. Psycho's son, who is the Cowed Critic. Now, this is sort of a cute part of the episode, but it also doesn't land very well, and it's meant to be sort of a spoofy, heartfelt dad villain to young villain talk between Dr. Psycho and his son. It plays out rather predictably, and it's pretty much, like I said, a spoof of classic sitcoms, but the subplot doesn't take over the episode, and Poison Ivy's commentary and jokes about finding Brad, you'll get that when you watch the episode, pretty much fill in the time perfectly. The other subplot is that lost hand of Clayface. Now, this didn't really land for me. It's kind of a little kid, and I don't really care much for whiny little kids, so it's not working. And once Jim starts to converse with his hand version of Clayface, he starts to share all his problems, and a bond is formed. Hand is basically a little kid, and knows everything that Clayface knows, so he could totally sell out the whole crew. With this in mind, the crew comes up with another plan, and that's to break into Gotham PD and steal back the arm. This plan goes, well, we'll say poorly, and King Shark is immediately captured. After Harley and Clayface regroup, and Harley tells all the cops that Bruce Springsteen's been captured by the Joker, they make their way up to the roof where they find Gordon and the Hand about to reveal the secret location of Harley Quinn's lair. Gordon at this point is 100% in on saving his little hand friend and unloads on Harley and Clayface. About to be shot, Harley uses the mysterious device that they stole from the more restricted area, and it teleports her. Where to? Or where else would you go in Gotham? The Batcave. Now, after making a couple personal accusations at Batman, Harley tells Batman Gordon is losing it, and how horrible of a person Batman is by putting his work before his friendship with Gordon, which she figures is exactly what she's doing to her crew to get into the Legion of Doom. After convincing Batman how sorry she is, she convinces him to teleport back to the roof and have a bat-to-cop talk with Jim Gordon. After Jim and Batman come to terms on what their relationship is and means, things pretty much return to normal, and Clayface gets his arm back. Now the cops aren't just going to let Harley and her crew go, but fortunately, Dr. Psycho and Poison Ivy show up to save them and whisk them back to their lair. The show closes with another episode of the Cowed Critic recanting all of what he said earlier in the episode and nominating Harley's crew for Legion of Doom status. But he did mention something that they may have failed at in this mission. They gotta stop leaving crew members behind. This is when everybody realizes King Shark is still in Blackgate Prison. Now, I'm gonna leave this closing scene for you to see because it was that much fun, and King Shark pretty much saves this episode. Overall, I give this a 7 out of 10. Weakest of the season for me so far, but still a lot of fun. King Shark pretty much saved it, and the arm really didn't work for me. It kinda had a kitty cartoon thing to it, and maybe it was the whiny sounds, but it took me out of the show quite a bit. I hope you liked this week's episode, and I'm really curious on what you guys thought, so make sure you sound off in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you press like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you won't get any updates. Peace.